Hello, I am Sadaf Hassan, and today we have with us Dr. Erin Dodini. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's a pleasure. It's always nice to be with you.
Yes. I had a couple of questions about your practice, about ADHD care, and how you help patients receive the best care that they possibly can get. How would you explain a Qbtech objective test to a patient who's never taken it before?
Yeah, so I guess the first thing is explaining what objective means, right? And so for many folks, a test is a test, right? You're getting asked questions, but an objective measure is one that gives valid data that we can objectively compare to a control group, right? So what's so great about the Qbtech is that it allows us to really not only know exactly what symptoms of ADHD we're dealing with, but also how severe those symptoms are relative to a same-sex, same-age control group. So that really gives us power to definitively get a diagnosis, but a personalized diagnosis, right? And so in contrast, the way that ADHD assessments have been done for generation is using what is considered objective data. For example, an IQ test, a test of achievement, that's objectively verifiable data, but it's subjectively applied to ADHD, right? And so that's the real difference here. We're using objective data and we're measuring hyperactivity, impulsivity, and inattentiveness all at the same time, right? Which is super unique. There's nothing else out there in the market today. So that sets our practice out from among other practices out there who may be using more of the traditional methods, but I really feel like the validity of the Qbtech tests give our product more, we can trust it, right? It gives me the confidence as a clinician to be able to say, yep, this is ADHD, or no, this isn't. And what else do we need to do to figure out what is actually going on? But it's a really important factor here that we have clean data that's objectively verifiable and that we know is specifically about the thing we're testing, right? I don't want to know how smart you are, right? That's not connected to ADHD at all, right? But we've been doing that for, I don't know, my whole life. So this is a better product, and it gives us the reliability and the validity that we need.
Yeah, that's amazing. You spoke about standing out from the crowd. I'm curious, I guess, in terms of patient experience when parents come in and they have kids who've been diagnosed with ADHD. Are there any specific aspects of the Qbtech report that help you make parents understand? Or are there like specific communication strategies that you use in your clinic to explain what you do and explain that diagnosis to those parents?
Yeah, it's such a great question. So it's great to have excellent data. It's even better to have data that we can understand, right? And so the reports themselves are graphic, they're clear. We have, yes, some statistical analysis stuff going on, but when we can look at the raw data and show, all right, well, these are the impulsive co-omission errors that are happening. This is when they're happening. These are the objective or the omission errors, right? This is your movement. We can literally see it on the page, right? So when we're teaching parents and their children, because I will often do them together because I want them to understand it together, I'll walk them through, like, this is the specific data and this is how it's happening. This is how it probably translates into the way you live, right? So when I can look at that data and show them the data and then ask them, okay, now in this test, we saw that you had 20 co-omission errors right out of the gate, right? And then somehow like 10 minutes later, you're not making as many of those, but you're making a lot more omission errors. Tell me what was going on. Right? So now we can start talking to them about, oh man, I had a ton of anxiety, like pressure to perform, all that internal stimuli, and that was causing me to be more impulsive, right? And mom's over there going, yeah, that's every day in school, right? Getting out the door, all of this anxiety, all this pressure to perform, fear of failing, right? And we literally see it in that 20-minute snippet.
So you see that connection between the test and then real life. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, amazing. Since I am marketing, I have to ask you, how has Qbtech's marketing impacted your outcomes at your clinic?
Yeah, so I'm just learning with your tutelage how to market this better. What I'm seeing lately is when Qbtech is putting out y'all's social media, I can tag it, right? I can comment on it, I can repost it with my spin on it. It really is starting to feel much more like a partnership. And the stuff that Qbtech is putting out is exceptional, right? The quality of the information that you are putting out there, I can connect to, and I can say, oh my gosh, this is why this is important, right? And I can put it out to on my LinkedIn feed to the physicians that refer to me all the time, to my clients who maybe follow me on LinkedIn, to the community in general. Raising awareness, using again really high quality data to support what we're doing here, and to know that there's a company that is really devoutly committed to making sure we have really solid, good, objective data that drives clinical decision making. That's really awesome. So you're in the process of educating. We're able to link into that and throw it out there into our communities as well. It really feels like a wonderful synergistic partnership.
That is amazing. I'm glad you said that. Final question from my end. Are there any specific strategies that you've used, or any specifics that you have maybe on your website or on your social platforms that help you communicate your services that you offer to your patients?
Yeah, so marketing and branding is really about relationship building, right? And so what we're trying to put out onto our website is information that's relevant to who we know our patients are, what the questions are that they have, what are the concerns that they struggle with. It's not uncommon for me to test somebody for the very first time, right, in her 50s. And she spent 50 years in some ways struggling, wondering, doubting. The rejection sensitivity that can be involved here with this is causes us as ADHDers to often be way more self-critical, right? So we will tell ourselves these stories of, maybe I'm just not that smart, maybe I'm lazy, it's probably not ADHD, but we're exhausted, right? So being able to inform and tell this story, right, that resonates with people who are checking us out, either they found us through social media or their physicians refer them to us, where we're telling them, hey, we know your story, right? You're not alone in that story. So the more we help them resonate, or we resonate rather maybe with their story, they're able to connect to it and go, oh, okay, so what I've been thinking I'm not alone in, and there's some real answers here. And we can give them data that tell them definitively whether they have ADHD or not, and then give them hope for, okay, the next 50 years don't have to be so hard, right? We have a way of identifying what their ADHD symptoms are, what their severity are, and really tailoring a personalized treatment plan with the ability to also then test whether that treatment is working, right? So if it's including medicine or coaching or therapies or other behavioral interventions, we can test pre-assessment or initial assessment with no treatment involved and have a baseline. 2 weeks later, come back, they're on the medicine, they're doing some therapy or coaching, and see exactly what we're treating and how it's working or not. So that gives people, again, this relationship where we're with them not just for the assessment piece, we're with them and on their team for the whole process. Our goal isn't just to diagnose somebody with ADHD. Our goal is to help somebody identify their brain strengths and challenges, leverage those strengths more effectively, use the treatments that are available to them, create changes in their environment that frankly are tailored to the neurotypical, right? So how do we make these changes to help people truly thrive? That's our goal, right? And so that's what we're trying to communicate, and that's the story we're trying to tell. And I think for those people who have struggled for a long time, there is a connection, a resonance, right, with the stories that we're putting out there and the hope that we're presenting. They make those calls and they come, and then we have these relationships that are phenomenal, right? We're not just a one and done. Then they're telling their friends, they're telling their, their daughter, their sons, or their sisters or brothers, or in some cases their parents, right? I'm testing 60-year-olds, right? Because I tested their 35-year-old daughter, right? So it's really is creating this network of relationships that have been really rewarding for me as a clinician, and certainly as a business owner. We know the best marketing is word of mouth and those relationships. So that's what we're trying to do, is create those stories, resonate with those people that we're trying to help live well.
That's amazing how communications is validating your patients' experiences. Thank you so much, Doctor, for having this conversation with us. It was amazing to have you here.
It's really an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.